It's day 2 of the Gamedev TV Game Jam, and I've got myself in a little pickle already. So I have to go to work in 39 minutes. I am not ready. I haven't had food. I am not dressed. And I was in the middle of doing something in my game. I was working on like the player movement and stuff. And then I suddenly noticed the time. I was like, shit. And this is something which is really annoying for me. So I am probably fairly unusual in that my job is an evening job. I think a lot of people have like daytime jobs, 9 to 5, and they do a lot of their sort of side projects when they get home from work. This for me has been something I have always struggled with. If I go to a job, and especially if it's a job I don't particularly like, and I put in a day's work, when I come home, I'm knackered. I do not have the mental energy to do something as taxing as software development, and I've always been like that. So for me, when I decided to get this job, I knew that I wanted my daytimes free so I could do my own stuff. So obviously for the last several years, I've been working on like web software, and it's only in the last 3 months that I've started on game development, but the principle is still the same. So for me, I leave for work at 3 p.m. I get home at 11. So all of my development is done before. But one of the things that I find really annoying on my work days is if I'm in the middle of something, if I'm kind of like in the flow, as I was today. I was finally figuring out this like new input system for Unity and how to get my player to kind of move around and turn and do what I want it to do. And then suddenly I notice the time, I've got to stop, and it's so fucking annoying having to do that. So what I generally try to do on my work days is not work on like coding things, doing new systems and stuff like that, but actually do easier things, something that I don't mind being interrupted on. And so what I started doing earlier on today was a lot of work on the artwork. So I'll actually be playing a video of that, on the screen while my face is in here chatting. So I've downloaded some sprites, fiddled around, with the colors, imported them into Unity, kind of messed around with the colliders on there, got a ship sprite going. I don't know how much of the footage I'll be able to include in this while I'm talking, but basically I kind of put the ship sprite in, and then when I imported it into the game, I realized it was facing the wrong direction, and that wasn't going to work. It's just going to mess everything up, and I basically had to just start over. So all of these kinds of things are a bit of a learning curve. But one of the things for me for joining this game jam is learning to kind of manage that time and mental energy, because this is something that I've always struggled with my whole life, especially doing anything software related. Everything seems to take so much longer than you think it will, and this is not just a newbie developer thing. I've been writing software for like over 20 years, and I'm still absolutely terrible at estimating how long things take. And I think this is especially true when you don't know what you're doing. So when it comes to game dev, obviously all of it is new for me. I'm having to learn, everything to do with Unity and how to make a game and just everything. The artwork as well. I've never used like an art program before. Well, I have a little bit, but it's more just like doing web graphics, but again, same kind of thing. I would just get assets, but I'd never used Krita before I started working on this. So yeah, a lot of new stuff. So yeah, all I've really done today is messed around with some artwork and spent a little bit of time just getting the player movement going. I won't be able to show that yet because it's, as I said, I'm in the middle of changing it and I have to go to work. So just a really short video today. Tomorrow I have a day off, so I'm hoping to get a lot further in the game tomorrow. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks very much for watching. Speak to you later, guys.